think I just want to lay on a couch and read a novel, start to finish today. But like, my body is just screaming at me to rest. I think for this winter break, at least, I need to not push myself to do a million things. This should be the one time of year that we're allowed to do less.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, the soft touch your hand in mine gets me every time. Lost in the city lights, our love's electric ride. You make me feel alive. I know July is gone. You make me feel at home in the neon glow. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love.
Hello and welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas. But again, before anyone panics, it is not Christmas Eve because we started Vlogmas early. So I think it's December 15th, which is actually starting to make me panic a little bit, but it's okay. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a full-time university writing instructor and a part-time content creator and indie author. Welcome back if you're one of my lovely returning friends. It is great to have you all here. We are starting today's Vlogmas out on the trail. I'm just doing a short hike today because I am tired. I think the hike with Mom yesterday wore me out a little bit more than I realized. It's Sunday and I really just want to have a really calm, relaxing day, starting with a calm, relaxing hike. But I have enjoyed the sunrise and I have enjoyed the moon set. The moon was full last night and it was huge. It was absolutely massive. And when I turned out of my apartment complex to come out to the park today, it was still up. It was getting very low in the sky, but it was still up, and I knew I'd be able to see it pretty well from here at the park because I'm just up a little bit above Scottsdale. It was absolutely beautiful. There were a few hot air balloons up out towards the west where it was going down, and they must have had an incredible view of both the sunrise and the moon set. This would have been a great day to go up in a hot air balloon. It's beautiful. So I'm enjoying a nice quiet hike, but I can see my car, so I'm gonna get going and get home and get cozy, get cleaned up and comfy and cozy. And today is just gonna be a day to relax. I think I want to read. I think I just want to lay on a couch and read a novel, start to finish today. That just sounds like a really good idea. So we've had our nice sunrise hike, and now it's time for a day of reading, resting, and relaxing at home. Okay, it is noon. I am very cozy. I really don't want to get up, but I need to get some lunch or brunch. I have been watching some YouTube, and then I put it on an ambiance video on a channel called Madeline's Daydream. I've been enjoying some of these. Finished editing tomorrow's vlog. It's Vlogmas Day 22. So I started editing Vlogmas 22 this morning before I went hiking. I woke up at I think I was getting out of bed at about 6. Got back in bed by 6:05 with my laptop and started editing Vlogmas Day 22. And I got that mostly edited by the time I had to go for my hike. Went out for my hike, came back, crashed out on the couch, got cleaned up, crashed out on the couch for a bit, and then at about 11, I was like, you're gonna want to have lunch at around noon. You've got about an hour left of editing. Just get it done, and then you'll be done. So I was sensible, and that's what I've done. So now it's exporting. So I'm gonna move the laptop off of my lap. I'm gonna set it over here with Rudolph and Jorvik are still hanging out here on the couch. I need to get up. But I am just so snugly, cozy, warm. It's not that warm in my apartment right now, I won't lie. My hands are still a bit chilly. My nose, I think, is warmed up a bit. I was feeling quite chilly earlier. And ooh, I can feel it like taking the blankets. I've got 2 blankets on my lap and taking them off. It is definitely a little bit chilly in here, but I think it's warming up. It's supposed to get up to 70. It's 66 outside. So I think the air coming in from the balcony, like in the sun here, it definitely, this feels nice and warm. But yeah, it does feel nice and warm. Christmas tree makes me happy. But yes, I need to get breakfast sorted. I've got a long sleeve t-shirt on and a high neck sweater. My feet are definitely a little bit chilly. I don't know what the temperature is. Like, it's getting warmer outside, but it was down to 62 inside my apartment when I got home from hiking. It had really cooled down. 64, it's warmed up a tiny bit. So it's only a couple degrees cooler in here than it is outside, but I don't have the sun in here. I feel like it would feel warmer outside in the full sun. Again, I'm not complaining, I'm just stating facts. I am loving this. If I was cold, if I was truly cold, and if being cold was a problem, I would close my windows. So I'm doing this to myself. I am intentionally letting it be cool in here. And I am enjoying it while it lasts, because it is still supposed to be like 79, 80 degrees. It keeps fluctuating between the two. Today my weather app is saying 79 for Wednesday, I think. Wednesday, either Tuesday and Wednesday or Wednesday and Thursday. There's going to be 2 days where it's up around 79, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which Mom looked it up in yesterday's vlog. That's around 27 degrees Celsius. Way too warm for December. Not happy about it. So I'm enjoying this weather while I can. Right now it's also saying that by the Monday of Christmas week, it should be back down to like 64, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm hoping it's just a very short-lived heat wave, but it should not be happening. Arizona is warm. We've talked about that extensively on this channel. Talking about the weather is my favorite thing to talk about, it seems. And it's a miracle that I have any subscribers at all, considering how much I talk and rant about the weather. So Arizona's hot, but we're not typically this warm at Christmas time. It does tend to cool down at Christmas time, so it is unusual for it to be this warm. It's not totally rare. We've definitely had years where Christmas has been on the warmer side, but we've never been somewhere where you can routinely plan to like go swimming on Christmas Day. Like it's usually fairly cool on Christmas Day. I just wish it was colder. One day, even, here's the thing though, even if I do one day move away from Arizona, my family's not. My family has made it very clear that they are not leaving Arizona. My dad flat out refuses to ever move again. Even like just across town. He's done with moving. He is so done. And I don't blame him, because it's not just that we moved so much when he was in the Army and I was growing up. His dad was in the Air Force. So my dad had a similar childhood to what I had. So my dad has literally, until we retired and moved to Phoenix, I don't think my dad had ever lived anywhere for his entire life. And he was in his early 40s when he retired from the Army and we moved here. I don't think in 40 plus years he had ever lived anywhere for more than a few years at a time. I only had that much upheaval and moving around for the first 16 years of my life. So I really don't blame my dad for like never wanting to move again. But it means that even if I move, I will always have an Arizona Christmas. And as long as they live here, like, I will come home for Christmas. So yeah, because I don't think, even if I moved overseas, like, I don't think I would ever be able to convince my parents to like come spend Christmas in England with me. Like if I moved to England, I think they would always just expect that I would come here. They would happily come visit me in England or Europe, or if I moved overseas somewhere, they would come visit me in the summer when it's really hot and everyone wants to leave Arizona. But my dad would flat out refuse to go anywhere cold during the winter. He doesn't even like Arizona. Like, he is complaining these days about how cold it is, and it's not that cold. It amazes me that my parents complain about the cold as much as they do, considering they are both from Wisconsin. Like my dad, like I said, moved around a lot. So he's lived in warm weather and cold weather climates throughout his whole childhood, kind of like I did. My mom was born and raised in Milwaukee. She can't tolerate the cold anymore. They will say that the reason they hate the cold is why they eventually settled in Arizona, because they've never liked the cold and they don't want to deal with the cold. So yeah, anyway, I'm talking about the weather. Oh, and I've got a flashing battery light, so we need to go change that battery. I'm gonna get breakfast sorted, second breakfast sorted. I'm gonna make some coffee in a little bit, probably after I have my breakfast, and then I can drink it while I relax on the couch and do some reading. Now that the vlog is edited, I can switch to reading and I can just read for the rest of the afternoon, and I am really looking forward to that. Okay, it is nearly 3 o'clock and I think it's time for a snack. I feel like popcorn, even if it means having to get up off the couch. I have just been doing a lot of reading. I started reading a few letters in the Letters from Father Christmas book. It is so adorable. It is so adorable. I've gotten maybe about a quarter of the way through. It's a quick read, and I am now reading on my Kindle A Country Village Christmas, and that is also so far really cute, and I am enjoying that. It's book 4 of the series, but I found it through the library, and the library didn't have it listed as a book 4, and normally they do list it when it's a series. So I don't know why they didn't list it as being a series. So far, it seems, the reason I kept it and kept reading it was because it seems as if it's book 4, but of like interconnected standalones, not a continuing series. So the book is really, really cute, and I'm enjoying it so far. I've been able to tell like some of the characters that might have been the feature of like one of the first 3 books. So the other books in the series didn't look like Christmas books, so they're not what I would choose to read right now. But if I like this one, I'll go back and read those ones. So I'm enjoying reading that, and it's going by pretty quick. Kindle's telling me I only have like less than 3 hours left to it. So I should be finished by around 6, which would be really nice if I could finish it before dinner. Otherwise I'll finish it before I go to bed. So I'm just gonna make popcorn now in my new-ish. I've made a few bowls of popcorn in it, but I've only had this popcorn maker for a short while. But it pops your popcorn in the microwave without needing any oil or butter or anything like that. You can put butter in here, so you use this to measure out the popcorn. You can also put butter in here and it will melt down into the popcorn. I just use olive oil. And then I put it in my popcorn bowl, my favorite Christmas popcorn bowl. Probably should have made the popcorn before I started talking to you all, because I know this is going to be a little bit noisy. It's got 8 seconds left, but I'm going to pull it. And we've got a good bowl of popcorn. So for me, and I would love to know your favorite and preferred reading snack, but for me, popcorn is my favorite reading snack. Popcorn is not just for movies. I feel like popcorn is great for reading, for movies, for TV watching. It's good for all of it. Someone is being very noisy out there. So yeah, popcorn is my favorite reading snack. It's just the perfect thing. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I feel like this vlog, it really is just a cozy day. This is one of those days that I sometimes struggle to vlog because I'm not really doing much that's worth talking about. But yeah, I'm relaxing and I need it. I need it so bad. I need to be resting. Not just today, but like this whole month in general. Like getting everything done as far as school is concerned and work is concerned, and you know, getting my grades posted tomorrow and getting my syllabus done. Really hoping that that gets approved tomorrow, that by the end of day tomorrow I'll have gotten an email saying my syllabus was approved, or that if there are any corrections, they're really small, really minor, and I can fix them really fast, and then hopefully they can get it turned around really fast as well. But like, my body is just screaming at me to rest, and that is always the struggle with doing Vlogmas, because this is not a month that I have endless amounts of energy, and that doing all the vlogging and all the editing is like super easy for me. It's definitely a challenge at this time of year. But I think by doing Vlogmas, like, you all are able to hold me accountable as well to make sure that I'm resting and that I'm not overdoing it. And so originally today I'd thought that I might go out and do some shopping and go get a coffee somewhere and just have it be a more energetic day. But even though I spent the day at the house yesterday with Mom, it was still a lot of driving back and forth, and we did go on a really long hike, and that was fun but really exhausting. And so yeah, today I can feel it. I really, really, really need to rest. I'm doing the right thing today, that just laying here on the couch, reading a book, eating my popcorn, listening to cozy music. This is exactly what I need to be doing. So I'm gonna get back to that and enjoying my beautiful Christmas tree. It is just making me feel really happy. Although I need to close these blinds a little bit. I'm gonna leave the door open, but I think I'm gonna close the blinds a bit because I'm now getting a lot of light on the side there, and it's literally reflecting into the apartment. And I won't lie, it's kind of blinding me. So I'm gonna close those blinds and then lay back down, get back to reading the Christmas Village book. I'm excited to see where it goes, and then hopefully I will get that finished before dinner. Okay, it is 5:45. I'm not quite done with the book. I have 39 minutes left. I'm 77% of the way through, so I am going to try to finish it tonight before I go to bed. So, but I need to stop and get dinner heating up. But I'm very cozy and snuggly on the couch, and the sun has gone down. There's just a tiny, teeny, tiny bit of light left in the sky. The outdoor lights have turned on, which are making me so happy. And the tree is just glowing. This really, like, I love this time of day. I really do. I love when the sun has gone down and all the fairy lights and candles have turned on, and it just feels so glowy and cozy in here. Literally the only thing that would make this better is if I had a real fire in the fireplace. I could, although I'd have to have them come and like make sure the fireplace is still in proper working order. I've never lit a real fire in there because it's never that cold. It has warmed up in here, so I don't really need to be buried under the blanket, but it just feels nice. I'm really enjoying this book. It's really cute. Like, unless it just takes a really wild, sharp left turn, I think it's gonna be a really good read, really good festive read. Like, I just can't imagine it going that off the rails. So yeah, really cute. Would definitely read more by this author, assuming that it keeps going in the direction I'm assuming it's going. You never know. I've had some authors throw a really weird curveball at the very end, and it's like, where'd that come from? But so far this has been following a very predictable path, like predictable in a good way. I will definitely finish this up tonight and try to find something new to read. I'm still hanging on to I think it's called Christmas All Around. I think I want to save that for like next weekend or the Monday, like right before Christmas, and read that a little bit closer to Christmas. But that should give me time to read a couple more things before then. I wanted to read so many more Christmas books this year, and I just feel like I'm not reading as many as I wanted. I think this one that I'm reading now is only the third, maybe the fourth. Now I have to open up Goodreads and see. I think it is the fourth one that I've read, because I read one by Emma Bennett, one by Marie Landry, and one by Avon Ellis. And I don't think there was a Christmas book before those. No. So yeah, this is Christmas book 4 for me this year. And I just thought I was going to read so much more than that. But oh well. I will probably read some more after Christmas as well, because I do usually read Christmas books through New Year's. Like, I might even read, I think in previous years I've still been reading Christmas books like through the first week of January, like because it's still the 12 days of Christmas during the first several days of January. So yeah, there's still plenty of time. I need to remind myself of that. There's still plenty of time to read Christmas books. But I have just been having the nicest, coziest, most relaxing day. I need more days like this, like winter break. I'm now kind of thinking I might not get as much writing done over winter break as I'd originally thought. As tempting as it is to like try to write a lot, I don't know if it's a good idea, because like I thought about writing today. Part of me did want to, and I've certainly had plenty of time to do it. Like, the vlog was edited by noon, so I've had all afternoon. I could have spent only half of the afternoon reading and the other half working on my book, but I don't know. I'm still figuring out, and like, obviously every year is different because every semester is different, and so every winter break is a little bit different, and every year is different in terms of how much I'm writing and what I'm working on and what stage of a project I'm at. But I am just starting to realize that, at least with where I'm at right now in my life and how my brain is right now in my life, I just can't be as productive during winter break as I feel like I was even just a few years ago. And definitely I can't be as productive as I was like back when I was doing my PhD. I really struggle with that sometimes, like thinking about how productive I was during my PhD and like how much of that productivity was because I was just younger and had more energy. Because with the PhD, it's weird. The first half of the PhD, I didn't have fibromyalgia. The second half of the PhD, I did. And I was still pretty productive in that second half, but I think there was a cost to that. There was a cost to pushing myself to still be as productive during the last half of my PhD after I'd developed fibromyalgia, been diagnosed with that, as I had been prior to fibromyalgia. And I feel like I'm still paying the cost of that. I'm still paying that price. But it's also hard to tell how much of how I'm feeling now is still residual burnout from my PhD, because it's been over 5 years since my PhD. So like, surely I can't still be burned out. I can. Burnout is dangerous. Like, this is what, burnout is not something to mess around with. So like, I know I can still be burned out from my PhD. So I struggle with, am I still burned out from my PhD, or has the PhD burnout just morphed into author burnout and just the stage of life I'm in and just all the changes coming with that. And it's hard. It's hard and it's frustrating and it's confusing. Like, there's a lot to kind of talk about as far as how our brains and our bodies and our hormones and all of these things change as we get older. But I'd say the one thing that I struggle with the most, that truly is the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around, is the cognitive changes. The severe difficulty concentrating, the difficulty and the struggle to push myself mentally, like intellectually, the way that I used to. The little mistakes that I make that just, I know I wouldn't have made 10 years ago. The way that I feel completely and utterly incompetent sometimes. As someone with 3 graduate degrees, including a PhD, as someone who has always considered myself and kind of been considered by the people around me in my life as the smart one, like, I've worn that identity, I've carried that identity since high school. Like, I was always the smart one in the social group. You know, I was never the pretty one or the social one or, you know, any of the more positive things that teenage girls want to be seen as. That was never me. I was always the smart one. It's like, that's been my identity for so much of my life. And there are just days now where I feel as intelligent as a bag of rocks. And that's really, really hard. And it's still something that I really am trying to learn how to catch myself in the moment when I start beating myself up, or when I start feeling down, when I start feeling incompetent or completely unintelligent. I really am trying to catch myself in those moments and stop myself and say, no, you are smart, you are competent, you are so much more amazing than your brain is making you feel in this particular moment. And it's not that I'm less smart or less competent now, it's just that my brain is functioning in a different way, and I'm still learning how to operate and function in a different way. Like, I'm still learning how to accommodate and work with the way that my brain is now working, if that makes any sense. I don't know where this ramble came from, other than that I have been enjoying having a day completely to myself to relax. And as tempting as it was to write earlier, I know I needed this time off. And as much as I want to write throughout winter break, I am now starting to wonder if I need to give myself a break from writing. And I don't think I want to take like all of winter break off and like not do any writing at all, but I'm now starting to feel like maybe I need to stick with my 500 words a day Monday through Friday goal and not try to bump that up to 1,000 and not try to get 20,000 words written by the end of this year, by the end of December. That like, if I have one day, either Monday or Tuesday of next week before Christmas, or in the week between Christmas and New Year's, if I have 1 or 2 days where I don't have anything else that I really want to do or need to do, and I feel like writing, then on a day like that, I could try to write 1,000 words or 2,000 words. But that maybe just generally, I just don't plan on getting a lot of words written. Like, I just don't even set a goal. That maybe just for December, I see how many words I can write, but there is no goal that I'm working towards. And then in January, when I'm back and off from winter break, I can then sit down and see how many words are left and make a plan from there. I just feel like I might need a break from everything for at least a couple weeks. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with all of this. I'm getting distracted, and I need to go get dinner, basically. It's now 6:04. So yeah, I need to go get dinner. Not sure if I'll watch YouTube or if I want to put on a movie. I'll decide that while dinner's getting heated up, and just have a really cozy and relaxing night. But yeah, I needed this, and I need more days like this. I really do. I want to write, and I want to do all the things, and I want to make progress on stuff and make the most of winter break. But I don't know, today it's just starting to hit me that I think for this winter break, at least, I need to not push myself to do a million things. Because if I feel this exhausted at the end of the fall semester, if I do not get some serious rest over winter break, I might not make it through the spring semester. Because like, the spring semester hasn't even started, and I'm already counting down until spring break and summer break. I'm like, when are those? So I need to rest. But yeah, anyway, enough of that ramble. I need to go get dinner and get on with relaxing and enjoying a super cozy, warm, glowy night here in the apartment. Okay, it is 8:40. It's time for me to get ready for bed. I was thinking of watching one more YouTube video, but actually, I think I might, well, actually, thinking about it even more, I was gonna say, but actually, I should go to bed. I need to prop you up on something a little bit higher. I do need to go to bed, but, I forgot to put my watch on charge earlier, so it still needs to charge more than 50%. It's below 50% right now. So I might be watching one more video and getting to bed closer to 9:30. I should, no, I'm gonna turn the TV off. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna turn the TV off. When I'm done chatting with you all, I will go start getting ready for bed, and I will read on my Kindle until my watch is fully charged. That would be the smart and sensible thing to do. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I do still have teaching work I have to do tomorrow. So tomorrow's Monday. I have to get back to work. I've got a lot that I'm trying to wrap up for the semester, and I don't think I'm going to get it all done tomorrow. I think it's going to take me through Tuesday as well, possibly even some of it on Wednesday. Basically at this point, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but at this point, oh, there goes that light. It is so time for me to go to bed. Basically, as far as teaching work goes, what you can expect from at least the next 2 days, if not possibly 3 days of Vlogmas, will be back to teaching work. So I've got a fair bit to do starting tomorrow. So I'll think about all of that in more detail and talk about it in a little bit more detail in tomorrow's vlog, but I definitely don't want to be staying up too late tonight. But today really was just what I needed. It just has had me thinking a lot about the importance of rest, and thinking about, kind of continuing to think about some of what I was talking about yesterday in yesterday's Vlogmas about creating Christmas magic for yourself as an adult. And like as children, a lot of us, our parents were the people that made Christmas magical for us. As adults, we have to do that for ourselves if we want to. I think going along with that, and just also what I was talking about yesterday in terms of how stressful creating that Christmas magic can be and the pressure that that can put on us. I was talking a little bit in that vlog at the end about how whether you celebrate Christmas or not, this time of year, it's just really important that we take time to take care of ourselves. And I think it's so easy to get caught up and lost in the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, that we get to Christmas and we're just absolutely exhausted. And it's like, it's sometimes, you know, for me, I'm exhausted because I've been doing all these fun things. And so it can be difficult to remind myself to take time to just rest, that I don't have to be going all day every day. And like December started off really busy and really fun, but really busy with everything we were doing with Tamsin. And I just feel like I packed in a whole month of all the fun and excitement that I try to do around the holidays in terms of driving around and looking at lights and putting up the decorations and going shopping and going out for lunches and stuff with friends and all the social stuff that Tamsin and I did. Plus, I do try to do at least one road trip during Vlogmas just to have something a little bit fun to have in the vlogs. I packed a month's worth of stuff into 2 weeks with Tamsin, and it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot. And I don't know that I would have done that much if it hadn't been for the fact that Tamsin was visiting. Like, I probably pushed myself more than I should have, because I just wanted to make the most of every minute that we had, and I wanted to make sure that her trip was special and that we checked off all the things that were on her list. And her list was probably just as ambitious and as Mom and I's list had been for her trip to England. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot. And I'm now having to really remind myself later in the month, like now that we're midway through December and we're 10 days to Christmas and stuff, that I need to be resting and relaxing. And I'm telling myself this, but also so that I can tell you all the same thing, because chances are you also need to hear it, and you also need that reminder. So, you know, if you haven't, I would urge you to kind of look back through your schedule over the last couple weeks of December and just check in on how busy have you been and how many days have you given yourself to just rest. And if you can't find a day that you've given yourself to just rest, I would schedule one in soon. I know as we're nearing Christmas, it can feel like there's still so many things left to do and you can't take a break and you've got to keep checking things off your list, and it can just feel like there's no time to rest. But I think as I'm getting older, I'm just learning that time to rest has to be the priority, because the stuff will always get done. The gifts will get bought, they will get wrapped, the cookies will get baked or they'll get bought, and parties will be attended, and everything, all of that stuff will still happen. But if you don't rest, and if you're not in a rested kind of state of mind, if you're in a frantic, chaotic state of mind, then you're not going to enjoy the things. So there is a lot of truth in kind of taking care of yourself before you can take care of others. It definitely applies to Christmas. You need to make sure that you're rested and happy and enthusiastic about the things that you're doing. Otherwise, no matter how much magic you're trying to create, it's always going to be tinged with that bit of stress. And the people around you, especially children, pick up on that. And people will know if your heart's not fully in it, and then it just kind of feels like, well, then what was the point? I might be preaching to the choir with this. Some of you probably are already thinking this, and some of you have probably been already screaming at your TVs or your phones or your tablets, whatever you watch my vlogs on, have probably already been screaming at me to like rest. But sometimes it's easy to give the advice and harder to take it. I know I struggle with that a lot. It's easy for me to say, we need to rest more. It's very hard for me to actually get myself to rest. Like literally all day I was thinking, you could get started editing this vlog and get ahead for tomorrow, or you could do some writing, and like if you could spend 2 hours writing. Like instead of spending 4 hours reading, I could have spent 2 hours reading and 2 hours writing. I could have gotten so many words written in 2 hours. I can't remember the last time I had 2 hours to just sit and write. Like I really did have to fight my brain to just stay on this couch and just read and not do anything else, because my brain still wants to keep going and is just thinking of all the things. I still need to pull out all the gifts that I've already bought and sort through everything and start like getting my wrapping paper down and just making sure that I have all the wrapping paper that I need because I'm going to be running some errands this week. And so there's still plenty of stuff to do. And I will fit it in tomorrow and Tuesday. So like it will get done. But since finishing my PhD, I've just tried really, really hard to really honor the weekends and take the weekends off. And there's always a good chunk of the semester where I just can't do that because I'm working so much during the week that the weekends are the only time that I have to do my writing or do my editing or get a book ready for publication. And like, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking it's nearly New Year's and you wanted to have the book cover illustration done before New Year's, and like I haven't even started. I'm probably going to take an even longer break from writing than I thought. I'm going to get the book finished. I just won't let myself start editing it until that cover is done. And I will start working on the cover in January. I might even start working on that on like January 2nd. But like, my brain will keep telling me, you've got this to do, you've got this to do, you've got this, that, all these things you still need to do. My brain will always have a task that I should be working on. And so if I don't make a conscious decision to take a day off, I never will. I know a lot of you are also very type A perfectionist. I'm trying to be I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm trying not to be a perfectionist anymore. But like, I know a lot of you are like similar in personality to me in those ways. We're overeager, overachievers, wanting to just always get stuff done and do more. And yeah, this is the time. This should be the one time of year that we're allowed to do less. It just should. So if you are looking for someone to give you permission to just do a little bit less this time of year, I am giving you that permission. And I'm trying to give myself that permission as well. But on that note, I really do need to go to bed. My watch is now slightly more than 50% charged, 54%. So I think by the time I brush my teeth and do some more reading, I don't know if I will finish this book, but I will try before I go to bed. The watch should definitely be charged by then. So then I will go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and start a whole new day of Vlogmas and a whole new week. Try to maintain some sense of this peace and calm that I have found for myself today. I'm going to try to maintain that tomorrow. But I do have a fun week planned coming up. I've got a few fun social dates, more time with mom, plus all the teaching work and getting that wrapped up. Plus it's going to be winter solstice soon. I think is that next weekend? So yeah, there's going to be some fun stuff coming up. Tomorrow's going to be a quiet day at home, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I have some things planned outside of work stuff. So stay tuned for the next several days of Vlogmas. Lots more exciting things coming up. So if you enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'd really appreciate both of those things. There is still plenty of Vlogmas left to come. Plus, I'm already starting to think about what comes after Vlogmas. So still going to be stuff coming up after Vlogmas. We'll just go back to our normal Monday and Wednesday upload schedule. So yeah, leave me some book emojis in the comments to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. And then as a question, I would like to know, what book are you currently reading? I've asked you what books you generally like to read at this time of year, but I don't think I've asked in a recent day of Vlogmas, what book are you specifically reading right now? I would like to know. Or what movies are you watching? What Christmas movies are you watching right now? Highly recommend A Scottish Christmas. It's what I was watching tonight. It's only on Netflix until New Year's Eve, like the other movie I watched the other night. So I think they must have just put on a bunch of Hallmark Channel movies. I've noticed every now and then Netflix will get stuff from like specific networks and just have it for like a limited time. So I'm guessing there was a whole slew of Hallmark Channel Christmas movies. They all seem to be from last year. So I'm guessing those are just here for this month. So I would actually recommend A Scottish Christmas with Lacey Chabert and Scott Wolf. It was much cuter than I expected. Very predictable, but very cute. On that note, I'm gonna go to bed now. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!